Imagine a pretty straightforward method, something that could really reshape how you think about your finances.
Hmm.
And maybe, just maybe, help you draw more wealth into your life. What if simply putting pen to paper could be a step towards, a more prosperous future?
That's a really compelling idea, isn't it?
Hmm.
And it's basically the core of what we're exploring today,
Hmm.
scripting for wealth.
Right.
The material we looked at gives a really thorough overview of this whole technique. It's quite intriguing.
Exactly. And for you listening, especially if you like getting to the heart of things quickly, effectively, without feeling kind of overwhelmed.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
This deep dive is your direct route. Think of it like a shortcut to understanding scripting, this potentially powerful approach.
So what are we going to cover? We'll start by, defining what wealth scripting actually is. Then
Okay.
we'll get into some of the thinking behind why it might work. We'll touch on some psychology, even a bit of neuroscience, which is fascinating.
Oh, interesting. And then the practical side.
Yeah, absolutely. The nuts and bolts, how you can actually start doing it step by step.
Good.
We've got some examples drawn from the sources to make it really concrete. And crucially, we'll look at some common mistakes people make.
Ah, the pitfalls. Always good to know those up front.
Right. So you can avoid them. The goal here is really to equip you with practical knowledge.
Yeah, spark some interest maybe. See if this unique way of thinking about financial well-being resonates with you.
Exactly. See if it's something you might want to try.
Okay, let's dive in then. So what exactly is scripting for wealth? Lay it out for us.
Okay, fundamentally, scripting is it's a technique. It's where you actively write down what you want financially,
Okay, writing it down.
but specifically using the present tense. That's key. You describe these desires as if they've already happened right now.
So it's more than just like wishful thinking or a to-do list.
Oh, definitely more involved.
Yeah.
The main idea is to get your subconscious mind aligned with your money goals.
Aligning the subconscious. How does that work?
Well, the thinking is by constantly focusing on the reality of the wealth you want, as if it's already here.
Uh-huh.
You start creating this kind of magnetic pull, maybe, towards those outcomes.
So you're shifting your focus away from what you don't have.
Exactly. From lack or scarcity to abundance. It's a conscious effort.
Right.
By vividly detailing this wealth you want as something you already possess, you start to challenge those limiting beliefs we all have sometimes about money.
And this ties into that idea, the law of attraction people talk about, that our thoughts and feelings shape reality.
Yes, the sources we looked at definitely connected to that principle.
Yeah.
The idea is by focusing on positive outcomes and really feeling the emotions.
The feelings.
Yes, the emotions associated with having, all right, you generate a certain, let's call it vibrational state. And that state is thought to attract similar experiences.
Okay, so how is this different from just using affirmations? I am wealthy, I am abundant.
That's a really good question, actually. They're related,
Yeah.
but different. Both are tools for positive change,
Yeah.
right? But scripting is generally more immersive. Affirmations are often short, punchy statements you repeat.
Like mantras.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Scripting, though, is more like crafting a narrative. You're writing a detailed story about your ideal financial life.
Yeah.
It engages your imagination much more deeply,
Okay, I see the distinction. It's story versus statement.
pretty much.
Now, this is where it gets really fascinating for me. What's
Mm.
supposedly happening in our brains when we do this? Is there any, science behind why it might actually work?
Well, the sources point to a couple of really interesting areas. First, neuroscience.
Mhm.
Scripting seems to engage something called the reticular activating system,
Mm.
the RAS.
The RAS, I've heard of that. Isn't it like a filter?
Exactly.
Mm.
Think of it as your brain's gatekeeper for attention. It decides what gets through to your conscious awareness. So when you write down your wealth goals,
Mhm.
really focus on them, you're essentially telling your RAS, hey, this is important. Pay attention to stuff related to this.
So you start noticing things you didn't before. Opportunities.
Precisely. It's like you decide you want a specific red car, and suddenly you see red cars everywhere.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that happens.
The RAS has highlighted them. Scripting might do something similar for wealth-related opportunities or ideas.
So my brain actively starts looking for ways to make the script real.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
And the second piece is neuroplasticity.
Ah, the brain changing itself.
Right, our brain's amazing ability to rewire itself. And interestingly, our brains aren't always great at telling the difference between something vividly imagined and something actually happening.
Really?
Yeah. So by consistently writing about and immersing yourself in this imagined reality of wealth,
Uh-huh.
you can actually start building new neural pathways. Pathways that support the belief that this wealth is possible or even already here. It might help weaken those old scarcity pathways.
Wow, okay, so it's not just wishful thinking. There could be actual brain changes happening.
That's the potential neurological basis the sources suggest. But it's not just about the mechanics of the brain or the words.
Right, you mentioned emotions earlier.
Yes, absolutely crucial. Our emotional state plays a huge role according to these ideas.
Okay, tell me more. Why are feelings so important here?
Well, connecting back to those principles we discussed, the idea is that your overall energy or vibration matters. And emotions are a huge part of that.
So just writing I have $1,000,000 isn't enough.
Probably not, no. You need to genuinely connect with the feeling of having that wealth. What would it feel like?
Gratitude, maybe? Joy? Freedom?
Exactly. Gratitude, joy, excitement, relief, abundance. Feeling those emotions while you write makes it much more powerful.
So the more I can actually feel the reality of what I'm writing?
The stronger the signal you're supposedly sending out, the more authentic the emotion, the more potent the script becomes, potentially speeding things up.
Okay, this is making sense. We know what it is, why it might work. Let's get practical. How does someone actually start scripting effectively? What are the steps?
Right, the how-to. The guide we looked at breaks it down into 5 pretty straightforward steps. Step 1 is choose your wealth goal.
Okay, choose a goal.
And the big emphasis here is on being specific, really specific.
Can you give an example, like vague versus specific?
Sure. So vague might be, I want more money, or I want to be rich.
Okay, yeah, pretty general.
A specific goal would be something like, I have $50,000 saved in my high-yield savings account by December 31st. Or, my business consistently generates $10,000 in profit each month. See the difference?
Yeah, much clearer, measurable. Got it. Specificity. What's step 2?
Step 2 is vital, right in the present tense. This is non-negotiable for scripting.
Always present tense, as if it's happening now.
Exactly. It reinforces that feeling of it being a current reality.
So give us a clear do and don't example.
Okay, don't write, I will pay off my credit card debt.
Right, that's future.
Instead, write, I am so grateful and relieved that all my credit card debt is completely paid off. It feels amazing to be debt-free.
Okay, I feel the difference there. Present tense. What's next? Step 3.
Step 3 includes sensory details. This is about making it real for your mind, making it vivid.
Bringing it to life.
Yeah. What do you see? What do you hear? Smell, touch, taste even. Describe the scene where your goal is achieved.
So not just I have a new car, but
But more like, I slide into the smooth, cool leather seat of my brand new car. I love the new car smell and the quiet hum of the engine as I drive along the coast, feeling the sun on my arm.
okay. Painting a picture with words. I get it. That makes it much more engaging. Step 4.
Step 4, infuse emotion. We touched on this, but it's a dedicated step. Consciously add those feeling words.
Right, don't just state facts, state feelings.
Exactly. Use words like thrilled, ecstatic, peaceful, secure, abundant, grateful, joyful. Describe how you feel now that this goal is your reality.
Makes sense. Feel the feeling. And the last step, step 5.
Step 5 is release and trust. Let it go.
Let it go. What does that mean?
It means once you've done your scripting, you don't obsess over the how. You don't micromanage the universe.
Okay. Trust the process.
Exactly. Define the what and the why, the feeling, and let the how unfold. Obsessing can actually create resistance, you know.
Right, desperation pushes things away sometimes, so write it, feel it, then trust. Okay, now examples really help. Can we walk through a few scenarios?
Absolutely. The guide had some good ones. Let's say someone wants to attract some unexpected money.
Okay, who doesn't?
Right. They could write something like, wow, I am so amazed and grateful. An unexpected check for $2,000 just arrived in the mail today. It feels so wonderful how easily money flows to me.
Nice, simple present tense emotion. Okay, what about business success? Maybe for an entrepreneur.
They could script. My online coaching business is absolutely thriving. I'm so thrilled to be consistently enrolling 10 new high-ticket clients each month. My income is soaring, and I love the impact I'm making.
Again, specific, present, feels good. And what about getting out of debt? That's a big goal for many.
Definitely. For debt freedom, maybe. I just made the final payment on my student loans. I feel so incredibly light and free. My bank account is growing steadily, and I have such peace of mind financially. Thank you.
These examples really clarify the how-to. It's about living it on the page. Now, the material mentions some advanced techniques too, for people who want to go deeper.
Yeah, a couple of interesting ones. One is called future journaling.
Future journaling, so writing a diary entry from the future.
Exactly. You literally date the entry, say 6 months or a year from now, and write about your life as it is then, having achieved your goals.
Can you give a quick flavor of that?
Sure. Like June 1st, 2025, sitting here in my new home office overlooking the garden. It's hard to believe just a year ago I was dreaming of this, celebrating getting 6 figures in my business this month. So grateful for how everything unfolded.
Wow, that sounds really powerful, immersive. What's another advanced one?
Gratitude scripting. Now, gratitude is part of all scripting, but this really zeroes in on it.
Focusing purely on thankfulness.
Pretty much. Expressing deep thanks, not just for what you have, but for the desired wealth, as if you already have it.
Even if your bank account doesn't reflect it yet.
Especially then, maybe. It shifts the energy, like, thank you, universe, for the constant, abundant flow of money into my life. I am so grateful for my healthy savings, my investments growing, and the unexpected ways prosperity shows up for me every single day.
I can see how that focus on gratitude could really change your whole vibe around money. Okay, inevitably, people starting out might stumble. What are some common mistakes?
The guide flagged a few key ones. We already hit one hard. Writing in the future tense, using will or going to.
Right. The fix is obvious.
Yeah,
Always present tense.
always. Another big one is lack of emotion. Just writing flat statements without feeling it.
Like ticking boxes.
Yeah, the fix. Pause. Connect with the feeling. Really feel the joy, the gratitude, the relief as you write. Make it emotional.
Okay. And one more common error.
Overcomplicating it. Thinking you need to write pages and pages or make it super complex.
Getting bogged down in detail.
Exactly. The advice is keep it simple enough to be sustainable, but vivid enough to feel real. Focus on the core desire and the feeling. Don't make it a chore.
Concise, emotional, present. Got it.
So, if someone wants to make this a habit, how do they integrate scripting into daily life without it feeling like another task?
Small chunks seem best. The guide suggests maybe a quick morning session, like 5 minutes when you wake up, scripting your intentions for financial ease that day.
Sets the tone for the day. Makes sense. What about other times?
Maybe an evening practice. Before bed, doing some gratitude scripting, focusing on appreciation for what you have and what's coming, ends the day on a positive note.
Nice bookends to the day. And the advanced stuff, like future journaling.
That might be more of a weekly thing. Maybe Sunday evening, spend 10-15 minutes doing a future journal entry. Reinforces the bigger vision. That sounds manageable. Morning, evening, weekly. Okay. Now, proof is often in the pudding. Does the source material mention any real-world success stories? Actual people?
It does mention a couple, yeah. Anecdotally, of course. There was a Sarah M. Apparently, she scripted specifically for a $25,000 raise.
Wow, specific number.
And the story goes, she got that exact raise within about 3 months of consistent scripting.
3 months. That's pretty fast. Okay, another one.
There was also James L. He was focused on building his business, scripted about landing a huge client. And within weeks, reportedly, he landed a major contract that really took his business to the next level.
Okay, so these aren't guarantees, obviously, but they're encouraging examples of what people attribute to the practice.
Exactly. They illustrate the potential people have found in it.
Now, many listeners might already be doing things like visualization or have vision boards. How does scripting synergize with other techniques? Can you combine them?
Oh, definitely. They could enhance each other. One combo is with visualization. You could read your script aloud, and while you're reading, actively visualize the scene in your mind. See it, feel it, hear it. Engages multiple senses.
Layering the techniques. Makes sense. What about vision boards?
You could take powerful sentences or keywords from your scripts, the ones that really hit you emotionally, and add them to your vision board.
Words and images together.
Yeah, reinforcing the message visually and textually.
And what about meditation? A lot of people meditate for focus.
That's a great pairing. Scripting after meditation can be really effective. Your mind is calmer, quieter, potentially more receptive.
So meditate first, then script from that clearer headspace.
That's the idea. Could amplify the focus and the feeling.
Okay, fantastic. Let's try and wrap this up. What are the absolute key takeaways from this deep dive on scripting for wealth?
Well, I think the core idea is that scripting is like a mental rehearsal for financial success. You're using writing.
In the present tense.
Yes, in the present tense, with emotion, with detail, to act as if your goals are already real. It's a tool to train your mind, maybe your RAS, to focus on abundance.
And become more aware